Hi friends, it's Katie with Katie on the Spot. Today we are going to talk about home extraction units, and we have the Bissell Little Green Pet Deluxe today. So if you have a Bissell or some sort of extraction unit like this, the purpose of this video is to show you how to use it as best you can, given the limitations of the machine, so that we are not making a bad situation worse. All right, let's take a look at what we've got. It comes with two cleaning products and spot and stain, and then an oxy product. My best recommendation is please don't use these because they're probably a little more aggressive and we're probably not going to get them all flushed out, and I'll show you through this video why I don't think they're going to be all flushed out. The oxy is generally the culprit of the white or the light halo effect, where you think you've got the whole spot and then a couple of weeks later there's a nice light circle in that area. If you feel like you need to use it in your laundry, because I know it's going to get flushed out and fully rinsed, so that we can stop that oxidizing from continuing to damage fibers. Okay, so the little Bissell, it comes with this tool, kind of like a small upholstery cleaning or a small spot cleaning tool. And there's going to be some extraction from the top part, so the vacuum component. There are some relatively aggressive brushes right here, and then the water is going to come out right here. So the water is going to spray down with about 1.5 inch gap after the extraction. So you want to stop pressing the trigger and extract, so you're not leaving like a huge wet line that's going to cause further problems. So let's go ahead and talk about this. Is probably a device you would use for a spot or a situation, like a dog urine accident or maybe a drink spill. Probably not your best product for general cleaning. So let's go ahead and emulate a pet accident. That's warm water. Okay, so we've got maybe a dog urine accident, and the first thing you want to do is remove as much of the liquid as possible before we start adding in cleaning agents and before we start adding in moisture or any extra moisture. So let's go ahead and extract that and see how this product works. All right, that was a very fast extraction. In real life, it would probably be a little more thorough, just to be sure that I'm getting all of it. One thing I'd like to point out, this is a synthetic machine-made rug, so it's going to be a little denser on the backing than a broadloom carpet would be, but it would be equivalent also to like a natural fiber hand-knotted rug. So because it's synthetic, I know that's going to guide what kind of cleaning agents we can use. I'm not going to worry about natural fibers, color, run, that kind of thing. But because it's a rug, we have the benefit of flipping it over to see what's going on the underside. And I poured about 8 ounces of water, and what's happened is the water, or the pet accident we're trying to emulate, has already gone through the backing of the rug and it's on my LVP. So if this were a broadloom carpet, which with a less tightly woven foundation, that liquid would much more easily go through that backing and into the padding. And we want to remember, are we extracting everything fully, or are we just getting the surface of the fibers? If it's urine, you definitely want that out of the pad before it gets into the subfloor, before it just spreads into this disgusting bacteria pond that is going to stay there and cause problems in the future. So knowing that we should probably do a better job extracting, is this thing capable of it? Let's dig in a little bit deeper and see some of our other options with this machine. So, okay, so urine. We're going to address the urine. I've got other videos on specifically on how to deal with urine, with fresh urine, acetic acid, that kind of thing. So let's attempt to just add a little bit of spot cleaner to this. This is just the Eco Clean. We're going to add a little bit, and then we're going to do a little bit of agitation. This the brush, it comes with brushes on it. And if you think about when you're extracting, going back and forth, these brushes are just rubbing on the face yarns. If you've got a loop construction, this can be particularly aggressive on a loop construction and may cause fuzzing. If you've got a woven textile, like a woven cotton or linen upholstery blend, you are being way more aggressive than you should be, in terms of like physically, not even speaking to what kind of cleaning agents you're using. So we typically talk about a tamping method when we're trying to get some agitation, when you just use a tamping brush specifically, or you could use a dense like horsehair kind of brush and just kind of tap into the area. So you're allowing the cleaning agent to get into the fibers and get up under the soiling without scrubbing it. So when you're using this product, these bristles are going to be back and forth, a little bit aggressive. So I would be aware of what you're doing. So the next time I'm going to use this, we're going to look at the rinse tank on this machine and see how this function works. I believe the instructions encourage the user to put the cleaning agent in the rinse tank. And my biggest problem with that is if you've ever taken a shower, you're not washing and rinsing in soapy water. You're washing and then you're rinsing in clean water. So if you're putting cleaning agent into your rinse water tank, then you're straight up leaving too much residue in your substrate, the rug, the carpet, whatever you're working on. So I have filled mine with just distilled water because I prefer to use that for spot cleaning. You can come by that pretty easily, and it should help prevent watermarks and help ensure that everything is rinsed out properly. So let's look at the spray on this and then we'll talk about it. All right, as I mentioned earlier in the video, this is post extraction. It's dripping off my hands. The spray comes out from the backside and there's a gap, so you have to stop pressing the trigger and then fully extract past that point so that you're not leaving a puddle of water on the floor or on the item that you're spot cleaning. And you also want to be sure, to be honest, if you're going to use a machine like this, I like having just a separate spray bottle, just mist a little bit, extract it, mist a little more, extract a little more. It's a lot easier to add a little bit, remove a little bit, add a little bit, remove a little bit, then add a whole lot, and then remove a little bit, because that's problematic. So let's take a look at the backside. There is a substantial amount of water that's gone through this, which is going to create problems with drying, probably buckling because of the jute component in this foundation. And I would keep a couple of things in mind when you're going to be using a Bissell or a home extraction kind of machine. The suction is not very strong. So imagine what's in the carpet or the rug needs to come out, and you're probably going to have to extract about 4 or 5 times more than you think you should, more than you think you ought to. And when it comes to adding the cleaning agent, add it separately, manually. Give it a little agitation with a tamping brush or something that's very gentle and not aggressive. And extract and rinse using the external rinse method, we'll call it. It's where you mist a little water on, extract it, mist, and extract. Just be mindful that these bristles are not causing damage to the fibers. And one thing that's kind of maybe not something that you realized is if you're pushing this water trigger down when you're going forward, you're leaving a line of water that's not being extracted. So you only apply the trigger and you only apply the water on the backstroke, if that makes sense, so that it is being extracted as soon as it's being put down. Otherwise, we're just dumping boatloads of water unnecessarily and unsafely. Okay, well, I think that is going to wrap up how we talk about a Bissell. And if you have any more questions, leave them in the comments. Have a great day.